Hello， 大家好，我係金夫啊，歡迎大家又收睇我哋 Aurizn 老細嘅人物專訪。咁今日我哋要訪問嘅人物咧，同我而家揸緊呢一部車咧係息息相關嘅。而家大家睇到嘅，我嘅一個座椅就好明顯寫咗個大馬字眼啦，係我而家就係揸緊嘅 Civic Type R FDER 型號嘅。點解我講陣間會訪問嘅人物咧同呢部車有息息相關？因為喺大馬市場，佢成功咗帶入咗呢一部車嚟俾我哋嘅車迷選購啦。咁樣又有幾特別係咪？大家回想起呢部車當年2007年推介嘅時候咧，就得日本有啫，係 JDM 版本嚟嘅。咁樣除咗日本市場之外咧，基本上其他入嗰個國家咧都係冇售賣呢一部車嘅。但係大馬 Honda Malaysia 就好成功嘅，咁樣說服到日本嘅總公司啦，同埋終於引進咗呢一部車，同埋推介喺大馬市場嘅，亦都係除咗日本市場唯一喺馬來西亞出現嘅車款。咁樣當年我試完車過後咧，就真係成安瞓唔落噶啦，因為真係好中意呢部車，咁亦都好成功嘅。都算係積極啦，咁樣又揾錢又好啦，儲錢又好啦，乜都好啦，都已經購入咗呢部車嘅。陣間我哋都會問呢一位人物點解可以去說服到日本總公司俾佢帶呢部車，亦都要訪問一下佢喺咁多年嚟同呢個 Honda Malaysia 工作啊，甚至乎帶領佢嘅團隊啊。喺咁多年嚟遇到咁多個問題啦，咁樣又都有起去低谷，咁樣又上翻嚟去而家嘅非國產品牌嚟講，佢係 No.1 嘅。好多嘢 Honda Malaysia 都喺幾年真係發展得非常飛黃嘅。我哋希望陣間呢位人物可以同大家分析更多。Okay guys, so we are now on board the lady Akkbar Danial and his Maja also. Kevin? Yes, PR exact.
Hi everyone. So I didn't drive manual for quite a while already.
No, you have to
Please
drive this.
Excuse me.
I know this is your baby also, right?
Yeah.
One of your baby.
Yeah, it is.
So
It's
I didn't
lovely.
set any rules for you, so
Okay.
you just go wherever you go.
Okay.
And during the drive, I will give you some questions.
Sure. Is there any police somewhere?
So far it's okay, quite clear. But my car is
That's good.
stopped lah.
Okay.
Everything you know that. So it won't be more than 200 kilometers per hour.
Okay.
So okay, what's the first impressions? You drive back your baby.
Ah, it's lovely. Yeah, I had a goosebump now. Actually,
Oh, really?
I had a goosebump now
Okay.
because it has been we planned back in 2006.
All right.
When we introduced the Civic,
All right.
the new FD in Malaysia.
Mm-hmm.
So we were thinking at that time, that what would be the strategy that we should put in order to bring back the zaman kegemilangan of Civic.
All right.
And we thought that which Civic only Civic can do is basically to promote on the Civic family.
Mm-hmm.
Where at that time in 2006 we had the Civic Hybrid,
Alright.
Civic 1.8,
Mm-hmm.
Civic 2 liter,
Yep.
and Civic Hybrid, and also Civic Type R.
Yep.
So only Civic can actually do that.
Mm-hmm.
So we, came up with that strategy and we tried to implement in Malaysia. So that's why back in 2006, when we introduced 1.8 liter and 2 liter,
Mm-hmm.
right after that, in 2007, what we did was we introduced a hybrid
Uh-huh.
and Type R as a Civic family, which none other competitors can actually do that.
For most of the Honda fans and enthusiasts also know that the
Yeah.
Civic Type R, the FT2R model, is a totally JDM product.
Yep.
And only Japan will sell this car.
Yep.
So it's none of the other country will
Yep.
get this car also. But only Malaysia to get this. Why and how did it happen?
Well, a long story. Like what I said, the strategy that we tried to promote in Malaysia was basically the Honda family, Civic family, which none of the countries were planning on that.
Mm-hmm.
And back then, the CEO back then was Mr. Mizuno, who is currently the #1 boss in Honda China. He's actually one of our director now.
Okay.
In Japan. He's actually one of my sifu.
Mm-hmm.
Then he was okay with that idea.
Alright.
And he really pushed for it.
Mm-hmm.
So
So do you feel any stress because you really convince them to let you bring in this model? And I'm sure that will have some figures or some units you really need to be convinced also, right?
Well, absolutely. It was crazy. I mean, see, okay, back then the ECE regulation was not as tight as current, where we still can actually look at what are the areas that we can conduct locally. For example, like, you know, minimal items, stickers and whatever not, because it's all, if you take a look at over here, so it's in Japanese, here, for example, right? So what we try to do is we try to meet the local requirement before we bring in that model into the Malaysian market. So, well, lucky that me and a couple of the team members, you know, translation job we actually did our own. We didn't even hire anyone else, but that is easy part. The rest of the regulation, for example, the minimum requirement of this car, the RON is also meeting the Malaysia requirements, so not a problem for us to bring it to Malaysia market. But of course, from R&D point of view, you know, to bring the car, the performance car into Malaysia market, you need to convince them, saying that, you know, this car is okay, will not face any problem if you introduce that into the Malaysia market. So yeah,
because you care about the weather,
absolutely,
maybe the petrol quality,
and
maybe our driving culture as well, and our road conditions.
Yeah. So well, we had numerous TV conference with Honda R&D to convince them that Malaysia really need this model to be brought into the Malaysian market.
And it's been proven because you got so many customers to buy this car.
It is, and that time the motorsports event in Malaysia was still very, I would say, very healthy.
Yes.
So there was one day, one of the R&D that was in charge of the chassis flew down to Malaysia, and then I was assigned to actually convince that guy.
All right.
And then you know, to make sure that he's convinced, and then we can actually bring this model to the Malaysian market. So at that time, the timing was nice. You know, we had the HMRT race going on, practicing in Sepang circuit. So I showed them how Malaysian actually into motorsports and into performance cars. So I brought him to Sepang Prison circuit, showed that how Malaysian people or Malaysian fans are utilizing their cars, you know, and then I even showed, because sometimes, you know, the R&D, not many has actually came to Malaysia market.
All right.
Frankly speaking, back then, so the perception of Malaysia is slightly different. Maybe they think that it's similar like other Southeast Asian countries. And so we brought him over to Malaysia, and we drove a few routes, and we actually brought him to Sepang Circuit, Putrajaya, to take a look at the landscape and stuff like that. And you know, at the end of the day, when I sent him to the KLIA airport, I still remember that. I said, okay, it's the end of the business trip. So he came out with the car, and then he just bowed to me and said, Akkbar-san, confirm, it's okay.
All right, that's wonderful. Okay, it's out this product. Okay, we have to take a walk. Maybe we have to start our proper questions to you.
Yes.
Okay, Baba, can you tell us how you got into Japan to further your studies, and how did you learn the Japanese language along the way?
Okay, well, that's quite funny actually. My mother wanted me to be a doctor.
All right.
Okay, so I actually applied to the University of Science.
All right.
And I got an offer to do the what do you call that? Foundation or something like that.
Okay,
medics.
All right.
And at the same time, I saw my brother who studied in New Zealand.
All right.
And he came back for holiday, you know, with long hair, seluar koyak and stuff like that.
Anyway.
And then, you know, not to say that it was cool, but back then, you know, from a kampung boy to see your own brother being abroad, which I'd never been to abroad before, never been on an aeroplane.
All right.
When I saw that, I said, wow, this is cool. This is cool.
Okay.
So straight away I said to myself that I want to study abroad.
All right.
I want to, you know, challenge myself and study abroad. But I don't have in mind, you know, from a kampung boy.
Sorry. It's been next to it, don't worry.
You know, I don't have a clear, what do you call that? Clear mindset or clear direction when I was in Form 5, what I wanted to do. But all I know is that I want to study abroad, and I want to do something different. I was not into cars back then, yeah. So I got an offer, but I applied for UK, US, and Australia, if I'm mistaken. So Japan was not even in my mind at all.
Okay.
But suddenly, I got an offer. You were being offered to go to Japan.
But now you can speak very fluent Japanese.
Yeah. So I said, well, as long as it's overseas, so I would like to be there. So I just took the challenge, and then I told my parents, I said, I want to study Japan. And then my parents said, yeah, by all means, just go. So yeah, I took the challenge. I did a couple of months in Malaysia, Japanese language. I think about 6 to 9 months.
All right.
Which I thought we are already good, super good.
All right.
But when I went there, I went to the supermarket. I wanted to buy stuff. On the first day we arrived, they don't even understand what I was talking about. So,
all right.
Well, so it's basically start from scratch again lah. I was in I went into what do you call that? I went into Japanese school, language school for a year. I did diploma in Japanese language in Tokyo. And then after that, I was sent to this college, Toyota National College of Technology, for 3 years. I did my electrical engineering.
Oh, okay.
And then after that, I further my study to Nagaoka University of Science and Technology. I did my electronics over there. And after finish 6 years over there, I thought still not enough. So I started working there.
6 years?
6 years I worked there, so a total of 12 years I was there. I was an engineer before in production engineering. And 2003, I said, I think it's time for me to come back to Malaysia. My parents getting old.
Okay.
And I kind of,
so you miss home?
Kind of miss home.
All right.
Kind of miss all the friends, families, and so I thought to myself,
all right,
I think it's time for me to come back to Malaysia.
All right.
Yeah. During that time, I got an offer to work in the IT company based in Tokyo in California, but I rejected the offer and I start scratch. I came back to Malaysia and I start scratch. I had to do every single thing, and I start from zero.
All right.
Yeah.
So, could you tell us more about how you joined Honda Malaysia?
Okay, that's a little bit. When I was in Japan, my first car was Civic.
Oh, okay. Which
EK.
All right.
Bullet lah, Civic Bullet.
Okay, Bullet.
When I was with my previous company, I was sent to Malaysia to actually look after the factory in Kuantan.
All right.
My previous company, yeah. So I went there. I was given a one-way ticket. You go and you settle the problem, you come back.
All right.
So it's a one-way ticket. So I left my car, and my place in Japan was in Niigata, where heavy snow. So it was not moving for like 6 months under the snow. So when I came back, the car is ready. Can't even move.
All right.
And then after that, I bought a CRV and I brought back the CRV to Malaysia.
Okay.
So how I joined Honda? Before I came back to Malaysia, I saw already that Honda is where I want to be. I know that Honda is opening in Malaysia, so I was targeting on that. So I came back to Malaysia. Because I've been away for 12 years, so I didn't know where to start.
All right.
So what I did was became a translator, freelance translator.
All right.
Because back then, not many people can actually do a simultaneous translator between Japanese and English. And one day I was called by one of my good friends, who is also my junior. He's currently the vice president in manufacturing side, Shariel. Called me, senpai, senior, can you come for an interview, for a translation job?
All right.
In 2003, the factory of Honda Malaysia just started. So I actually went there and became a translator.
All right.
But because I knew that I was targeting Honda, if possible, I would like to join Honda Malaysia. So I brought my resume straight away.
All right.
During the interview. During the translation job.
All right.
And then one of the director back then asked me, "You didn't have a job?" I said, "No, I'm still freelancing." So, can you give me my resume? So I straight away passed him the resume, and then the week after that,
get ready for that.
Yeah, get ready for that. And then the week after that, the then CEO of Honda Malaysia, Mr. Kuraishi, who is now the number 2 of Honda Motor Japan, called me for an interview, and then he said, "Why are you not applying for engineer position?" Like I said,
because you're not from there.
I've been an engineer for 6 years, so I thought I would do something different between Malaysia and Japan.
All right.
So I said to him, I want to be in marketing line. When he asked me, what do you know about marketing? I said, nothing. But I think I would learn fast on that. So yeah, here I am today, still doing the marketing and product planning and deal development and stuff like that. Yeah, so that's how it started.
That's not bad. Okay, so what do you like most working with Honda Malaysia?
Well, I think Honda suits me very well. It's not easy for you to find a company that suits you really, really well. I think it goes in line with my how I love to work. I think Honda, being a Japanese company, sometimes people might think that a Japanese company is very rigid and stuff like that. But Honda is a company that promotes very open communication, and it's a bottom-up company. It's free for you to propose to the management, like what we did for Type R back then. Not because management asks us to do, but we think that what's the best for the company, what's the best for the market. So we propose that, and then and the management will be okay with it. So I think that is one of the good thing. It's free for you to do whatever, but of course you are accountable for the result for that. So you can't simply propose things that you think you want to do. It's more like what market you would like to have.
Okay, so can you tell us your fondest memories in Honda Malaysia?
Well, I think there's so many things that if I were to choose, one of it is definitely introducing the Type R into Malaysian market, where none other countries in the world able to bring this model into Malaysian market, but we managed to do so. A lot of things actually. Back then we were
how about the hybrid model?
A hybrid model is also one of it. We were the first to bring in a hybrid model into Malaysian market, and also not forgetting not only the good side, the sad part was when we were hit by the tsunami.
Yes.
And right after that was Thai flooding, and we left with nothing to sell. But
you really suddenly dropped.
Exactly.
Very bad.
And then we brought in some models, just hybrid. But that's the only model that we have that was actually for South African market. But the regulation meet Malaysian requirement. So we brought in that, models to the Malaysian market, and it has managed to sustain our sales within that particular year. And then we fight back. We plan what would be the best model to the Malaysian market, what would be the business, module suitable for Malaysian market, and that's how we came up with the new city, the new Jazz. We repositioned the Jazz, repositioned the civic city with a FK, BRV and HRV. So, and boom.
There's also most of our readers are feeling that after the Civic Type R, the FD2R models, we keep launching most of the family cars, B segment cars, so maybe MPV as well. So after around 10 years, they still don't have any exciting cars beside of CRZ. So finally also launched the FK8 in last year. So how you feel that compared to your past 10 years, you launched the FD2R? Because it's your next baby again.
Well, again, it's business counts like whatever it is, it's a company that you need to look at both. Not only on the what you would like to do, but
cannot
also
say only hobby.
Yes, cannot say only hobby.
Yeah.
Once in a while can lie, but not solely because of your hobby, because you know that it's good for Malaysian market. It's good to promote the brand in such way. So we brought in that model. But even for the current model also, some people might think that it's more towards family, but the upcoming product also we do inject a little bit more performance to the variant of the car, hopefully in the near coming future. And not only on that, we do take a look at the variants of the model, how we could enhance further to give more performance to the owner or customers.
Okay, I think we have a few more questions to go. Okay, this one also quite important for Honda Malaysia. Past 3 years, Honda Malaysia has continuously become non-national market leader. And mostly all CKD models are market leader as well.
But will Honda Malaysia bring in more CBU unit in future?
Well, the thing is, put it this way, yeah, we have a 100,000 capacity production in Malacca plant.
Yeah.
And as you may know, that excise duty in Malaysia is prone towards, if you CKD, you might be able to position it in a better way, meaning that the duty structure itself will give more benefit to those being CKD. You know, all the local parts will be exempted from the excise duty. So business-wise, it will be much more easier or much more nicer to do it CKD. Yeah. So for CBU, you know, although we have FTAs with our neighboring countries or in Japan, but again, the excise duty itself will pull the price of the car itself. I mean, if it's CBU, because you know it will be based on the CIF of the car itself, and excise duty amount will be decided based on that.
Alright.
So yeah, not to say no, but yeah, focus will be on the CKD.
Okay. We go straight one more round.
Yeah.
Maybe we have 3 more questions to go, sir.
Sure.
Okay. So we know we are moving to Japan.
Yep.
At least minimum 2 years, right?
3 years.
Okay, 3 years.
Yes.
So what are your hope and expectations for your 3 year stint in Japan?
Well, frankly speaking, I'm a little bit nervous of my new assignment, which I'll be in the management.
Have you packed anything yet?
No,
Because I know you're leaving
none.
soon.
I'll be leaving on 30th, so
Yeah.
another 1 more week to go. Nothing has been packed.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm still in the office and busy with my daily schedule. Still.
Alright.
I'll be in the product planning, global product planning. So yeah, I think it's going to be very challenging for me. Not only for me, but I think I'm going to bring the flag of Malaysian flag as the as could be one of the first Malaysian or foreigner to be in that product planning.
True. That so far is the first Malaysians.
In that planning strategy,
planning
we
strategy.
do have in other areas as well. So yeah, my expectation is to learn as many strategies as possible.
Alright.
And one day, if I could bring back to Malaysia market and apply that to Honda Malaysia, that would be wonderful. But of course, if I could to bring the mengharumkan nama negara.
Okay.
To be one of the Malaysian to
Okay.
contribute not only for Malaysia but also to the global automotive industry.
Alright. So maybe I have the last 2 questions.
Yep.
We know you are such a busy man, sir. Okay. So you most of your time is working, right? But how you spend your time with your kids, your family, your wife?
Yeah, I mean,
You have to
9 to 7. I would say 7 o'clock in the morning. I wake up. I will.
Alright.
7 o'clock. I go out from the house. I insist to send my kids to school
Alright.
because I will have 15 minutes precious time in the morning for me to brainwash, to say that you need to study, you need to do this, you need to do that, whatever not. That 15 minutes in the morning is very precious for me.
Alright.
So in the morning I will send them, and then straight away I come to the office, and then I'll go back, not to say late, most probably after Maghrib prayer, because the traffic is pretty bad, so I just pray, and then we go back home. By 8, something like that, I'll be at home. So that'll be the time that I'll spend together with my kids to look at, their homeworks or even chit-chat with them. But weekends, normally I will, spend full of the time with them, with my family, and I do love cooking. So I do cook, pasta or even any dishes.
Alright.
And we spend the weekend together. We go to the park. We spend time together watching movies and stuff like that. So yeah, weekend is very, very important for me.
So in the next 3 years, is your family will be follow you to Japan?
Yes, they will be following me, but I'll be flying off next week, and then they will be flying after Hari Raya, most probably. So yeah.
Okay. You have to settle down yourself there,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Okay. So, Akkbar, now you're driving FT2, but could you tell us what is your favorite Honda models?
Okay, that's very, very subjective, frankly speaking.
Only can choose one.
Only can choose one. Okay, if I were to choose one that I will own,
Yes.
will be S660.
Alright. That's actually we tested last year in Japan.
Yeah.
And Akkbar, the face will show us all the medias, right?
Yeah.
He really loved the car.
Yeah.
And of course, we also like the car. We still waiting for the car to bring to Malaysia. But so far we don't get anything yet. So I don't know. Akkbar, could you make it magic?
Well, I'll be in Japan after this. I'll be in product planning, so hopefully, there's no promise.
All right.
But if possible, I will definitely would like to bring that model into Asian market, if possible.
Okay.
But again, that model is like FD2R. It's a Japan produced model or Japan developed model. And now, as compared to last time, the regulation is getting more and more stringent for us to bring in that model into Asian market. So a lot of things need to be considered before we can even bring in that particular model into Asian market.
Alright. I think actually now Malaysian market also got few unit of the S660, and we know this is get from the very import.
Yep.
And most of the owner that's very happy for this. So we really hopefully Honda Malaysia will be planned to do this model as well. And finally, I think Akkbar, everybody know that you can speak very fluent Japanese. Were you going to say something?
Well, it's gonna be hard. What am I going to say in Japanese? なんでしょうね。今までのサポートありがとうございました。引き続き、Honda Malaysia をサポートしてください。What I meant was that, thank you very much for all your support for this while, and please continue to support and love Honda.
Yeah, actually I can translate for that part, but that part did already, so it's fine. It's so fine. Okay. So, by the way, we Aurizns and most of our readers and audience also will hope Akkbar Danial has a very successful years in Japan for the next few years. And hopefully he will enjoy the moment in Malaysia for this week. And that's why I bring him this FD2R, because I know he also loves this car as well. And then he's very seldom to get the chance to drive this car. So right?
True. Very true.
So if got a chance, we will ask Akkbar Danial to show what is the VTEC soon.
Thank you.
Thank you. See ya.
Thank you. Bye.